Strive for improvement, time for the blueprint. Mindset elevate, thrive and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.
Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. I'm your host, Willie Rodriguez, guys, and we're doing a Zoom. So if the audio is a little off, bear with us. Stay to the end of the episode because I know there's going to be value throughout. Today, we're going to be interviewing Ara, guys, and what she does is interior plants, but she's kicked it up a bunch of notches. If you're watching on YouTube, you see that her background is an actual plant store. She's located in Atlanta, Georgia. So it's awesome. She's also done many different things that we're just going to listen to her story. We're going to talk about it. And if you guys are into this type of thing or you want to learn how to get into it, or just listening to ideas, right, to broaden your imagination on what you can create, we have Ara here today to talk to us. So Ara, how are you? God bless you. Thank you for jumping on the podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here. And yeah, you got it all. I do a lot of things and I love sharing ideas and learning about the industry because it's so big.
Yes, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by, how did you get into the green industry?
Mhm.
And then from there, what are you currently doing? And then we'll take it from there.
Okay. So my journey to plants kind of all happened by accident, by chance. I was living in Costa Rica for most of my 20s.
Okay,
And
you're Costa Rican?
my mom is from Costa Rica, and then for school, I actually moved to Costa Rica to go to medical school.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of finished my time there, moved back to Atlanta in the middle of winter, and was just looking, I just realized how different the landscape was around me. And I saw somebody on Facebook join a houseplant Facebook group. And then so I was like, what is this? And then I started clicking around, and it was a community of people that were buying plants online from each other, and you meet up to just purchase the plant and then you go home with it.
Okay.
And it's as somebody from Miami, it was like a weird concept because in Miami plants are everywhere and you're like, people are paying money for these plants. So I just started kind of collecting plants, and then I saw people are investing in plants. I have a lot of plants, but there are no fun, nice accessories to have the plants supported and growing like you need them to grow, but have them looking nice in your home. I started exploring different ways of how to find trellises, different things like that. And then I just found a way how to make them. And then people started buying them and I sold out, and I was like, oh, this could be a business. And then I became an entrepreneur, which was never something that I thought I was going to end up doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we talk a lot here about finding lack and fulfilling with abundance, and that has to that falls into the category of finding something that doesn't exist and creating it to offer it to the community. And here you are doing something very similar. So what are some of the accessories that you like? Did you have them fabricated from China here locally in the United States? Do you mass produce them? Are they not available anywhere else? Do you have patents on these things?
So the focus of my accessories are support. So different ways to keep your plants growing up, especially a lot of the houseplants want to climb in nature. So they need something to help them grow up as they're in the house.
Okay.
So I was looking for material that was not bulky, just simple, that would do what it needs to do, but that looked nice. And I looked into 3D printing, but then saw how limiting 3D printing is when you're trying to mass produce something.
Yes.
And then it just happened to be the girl who I was talking with about this had just purchased a laser cutting machine.
Okay.
And so she said, what about acrylic? And so we tried, and it's just a simple hoop shape, but we were able to make it in a way to kind of use as much of the material as we can. It was just an instant, yes, this is perfect. This is amazing. I've never seen this before. Yeah, we were up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying all the different shapes, and that was how it all started.
Wow. So
Um,
you do many different ones or just one?
Right now, I do a bunch of different like shapes and sizes, heights, because plants obviously exist in all different sizes. And because it's laser cut, I'm able to have them manufactured here in the United States. I work with a local business who has a machine kind of big enough to do larger quantities kind of faster. So it's nice that I'm able to keep those accessories made in the USA.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay that tariff.
I know. I have some examples here. They're just
Show us, show
simple
us. If you have
shapes.
them for you guys watching on YouTube.
Yeah, so this is like kind of my top seller. It's an
Look at
iridescent
that.
acrylic
Look at that.
material.
So it
So
changes
it's like
colors.
shiny like a rainbow, yeah. And
Wow.
it's clear, and then it's acrylic is an industrial material, so it doesn't mold, it doesn't rot, it'll last forever, and you can just change it out for the plants as they grow, or if you just want to change how it looks, it's just easy to switch out. Better, in my opinion, looking than like the bamboo, the
Yeah.
wood,
Oh, and those
everything.
things rot too, and then they also bring
Yeah.
bacteria. They also bring pests, bugs, different things
Mhm.
that you don't want in your house.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. So where are those currently? Or do you have them on different stores or like let's
Um,
say online or in different plant shops?
so I have a website is propagationdiaries.com. That's like my main selling platform. I also do live sales where
Okay.
there are these apps where you can connect directly with plant people. I sell through there. I
What
do
apps?
in Palm Street. That's
Palm
the main
Street. Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of
Um,
a bunch of different ones. There's
yes.
what I think one called Whatnot. Is it Whatnot?
Mhm.
There's one
Whatnot.
called Whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatnot
What
is more like it's an older company, so they do all different kinds of just you can sell anything on Whatnot, but Palm Street started with just plants.
Palm, what is it called? Palm Street?
Hmm.
Palm Street. Palmstreet.
Hmm.
Okay. Palm Street. Okay, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly retail, right? No,
Yeah,
nothing really
retail.
wholesale.
And then this year I've been working more on wholesale. So I'm at on fair and then I'll be at TPIE in January with a booth.
We'll see you over there. We walk it every year. We go interview
Yeah.
people, so we'll make sure to stop and see you.
Okay, cool. So I'm just expanding more into how to connect directly with like small retail shops. I
Okay.
think those are my ideal customers because they have the people who are investing in plants, buying more like collectors plants that they, care about how things are looking and so just that's my plan for next year is to find out how to connect more with plant store owners.
Yeah, well, that's it's a different world.
Yeah.
You're touching wholesale, so you
Yeah.
obviously have vendors because you're not growing anything, right?
No.
You have suppliers, my bad, not vendors. You have, well, I have vendors. You have people that are growing product, and you can be a middle person that helps connect those products with other garden centers or even stores or online shops that could do
Hmm.
the wholesale.
Yeah.
How did you end up getting a store? Because you don't just wake up and say, all right, I'm just gonna have my store today. How
Yeah.
did you get to that?
So where I am right now is actually just an office. It's
Oh,
not
it's an
open to
office.
the public, but
Oh, okay.
I have this is one part of my
Look at
personal
that. You have me
collection.
fooled.
One part of my personal collection that
Okay,
I
okay,
just drove this
okay,
nice big window.
okay.
But I did decide to open like an online store because a lot of people who do kind of like smaller craft, kind of like artisan products, which this can kind of be in that category, they go towards mostly Etsy, but Etsy is, you're relying on somebody else to get you your sales. And I just felt like confident with my platform online and just like my ability to, well, I was hoping, that it would be a good idea, but I just wanted to go like independently with my own
Okay.
website from the beginning. I just like always had somewhere to tell people to go to buy my products.
How are you at the point that you feel so confident that you don't have to be on these major platforms that do take a large percentage,
Hmm.
that do have a return process that's tougher than if you do it on your own? Because I've
Hmm.
talked to people that do this. What gave you that confidence? Like what have you done on the back end to be able to push people towards a website and not be on these other major platforms?
I don't know. Is it like just believing in myself? Just I've always tried, like I was just like I'll just try it. That's how I
Okay.
ended up living in Costa Rica too. I was in
Wow.
college. My mom says, "You want to go to school in Costa Rica?" And I was like, "Sure. I'll try it."
Let's go.
So I just, I hoped that it was a good idea. I did have kind of a platform, like I said, on social media at the time. So it helped being able to, like, I already had people following me for my plants and then having them, just know that they can purchase something from me.
Okay,
And
so
I
you're using
also
primary. Sorry, go.
no, that also I started this business in 2021, which was, now it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was 4 years ago. And I
Mhm.
was kind of the first person that specialized specifically in accessories. And I kind of knew because the plant community is big, but it's also small.
Mhm.
So I researched and I didn't see anything similar to what I was doing. So I just took the chance of going kind of with
With
an
it.
independent
So
website.
so you're doing online, meaning your website. Then you're also
Mhm.
on these other platforms where you can go live, which I know is a
Mhm.
big thing.
Mhm.
And then you're also doing social media to be
Mhm.
able to attract people. And
Yes.
then you also go out in person. You go to these like fairs. You go to the events.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us about those events and how it is? Like, what does that look like in Atlanta?
So I think Atlanta has one of the biggest plant market scenes in the country. We have markets. So the markets that I participate in specifically are always related to plants. And then we also incorporate other types of small businesses, artisans, like artists and things like that. But Atlanta just has like a great medium kind of climate. It's nice to be outside. It's like comfortable to be outside. We have like just large spaces that we can have these events in. And because we're so close to Florida, there's actually a really big amount of small businesses that source plants from Florida and then resell them here.
Okay. So you do have, so you're able to source product right in Georgia. You don't have to come to Florida to source it.
Yeah, there are a few people that grow that like there are a few greenhouses that you can purchase wholesale from here, but Orlando is just like a 6 hour drive away, so that's what a lot of people
Go to
do.
Orlando. So listen,
Hmm.
you guys in Orlando that are growing product, keep growing that fire product. So
Yeah.
everyone in Atlanta can go and buy your product. No, because that's how
Yeah.
it goes. People don't know how it works if you're not involved, and
Hmm.
it does start with someone that is mass producing them in a
Hmm.
climate that can, that the plant can tolerate that climate. And then from
Hmm.
there, it's purchased and it goes into stores and other people's hands. And from there, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah. And who
For
knows, it might just be like a matter of time before somebody here is able to build a
Mhm,
greenhouse that can withstand the winters.
mhm.
Here it just they're only I was listening to one of your recent podcasts where you're saying it's kind of like a not a dying industry, but the people who have that like 75% of the business owners are of a certain age, they're like
Over
older.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, so those probably the two greenhouses that are here were started by people who are that age now. But now
Mhm,
there's like a big wave of everybody like in their 20s and 30s growing lots of plants, but
mhm.
you just need time to be able to build something that you can have enough product to keep,
Yeah, but
steady
there's
growing.
a lot of people popping up that are doing smaller things, like a smaller
Yeah.
scale. Well, one greenhouse that holds, 5,000 plants. But then
Yeah.
you look at, let's say, a grower that has been doing this for a long time, he might have the capacity to do 1 million plants at one time.
Hmm.
So what happens when that guy that really supplies the industry, because the guy that does 5,000 isn't really supplying the industry. You got the
Right.
guy doing the million that he's out. What happens then?
Yeah. It's gonna
You
take a
know,
while for somebody to
yeah,
get up to a
yeah.
million.
Well, yeah. If that's even a thing, because it's tough, and
Hmm.
everything costs a lot more today than it did when those greenhouses were built, when that land was built, when the
Yeah.
labor was around to be able to do all that at a cheaper
Yes.
cost. So, that's a whole nother podcast of
No, and
shifting that.
the houseplant industry is also completely different than like the outdoor landscape because
Very
people
different.
are paying multiple thousands of dollars for something like a couple of
Yeah,
inches
I
in
know. It
size.
all depends on the scarcity, the rarity of
Yeah.
it, where it came from, all of that. No,
Yeah.
that side of the industry is not one that I touch. The interior, let's say the same, like exactly what you guys do, I don't
Mhm.
touch it. But it is
Yeah.
very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
I love plants. I love just how God created all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to like a houseplant nursery where they have an array of everything, and I'm blown away of just
Mm-hmm.
how cool everything is. See, I don't get to see that stuff. I deal with
Mm-hmm.
what my, the state of Florida, what we sell, and it normally goes outside for landscapes or
Mm-hmm.
garden centers, but it ends up in the ground. It doesn't end up really in somebody's home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a whole different world. But
Mm-hmm.
what you guys do is very interesting.
It is.
How is it with the packaging? Are you doing that internally, or you found a way to do it where you don't have to deal with that?
Well, so that is kind of my pain point currently because I am doing it all myself and I
Okay.
have um a girl, like I have a part-time employee that helps me kind of do it all at once, but it's a lot of work. Like people don't understand that, and I never thought about it either when I started making a product that you have to come up with packaging and put it into something that will make it look nice and
It's a
explain
whole
what the
thing. It's not
yeah,
just a product. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
presentation. Mhm.
Yeah, so that's my kind of I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Okay. Yeah, because
Mhm,
but that's where the creativity gets to shine if you're creative. You have
mhm.
to be creative. If you're not
Yeah.
creative, go get a job because
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. No, for real, you have to be creative. You think about your
Yeah.
box, you think about if there's gonna be what's it gonna be in, like a wrapping paper, or is it gonna be
Mhm.
in little foam, or what is it gonna say? Is it gonna you're gonna put a thank you card?
Yeah,
What are you gonna
exactly.
do?
And something as like simple as my product that is just the whole point of it is that it's invisible. It's
Hmm.
very challenging to have it stand out on a shelf.
Hmm.
So that I have like a graphic design kind of consultant that we're working on figuring out the right balance of selling something so simple on a shelf because that's also what packaging has to do is like explain the product when you see it.
Yeah, you would have to do like a cardboard background or maybe like a thin piece of plastic background and then I also know that like your industry, a lot of people that are in that side of the industry are very
Eco-friendly.
eco-friendly. There we go. That's the word. So eco-friendly, that's another word we don't use here too much. So so eco-friendly. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing where you want to
Yes.
do something that it's going
Yeah.
to attract your community, your
Mhm.
customer, and all of
Mhm.
that, even though what you're selling isn't biodegradable. But
Correct.
you got to think of
Uh,
all these things because you are
yeah.
touching that market and you want to have
Yeah.
your opportunities available.
Yeah. In the packaging, I don't want to add more plastic to plastic.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. So that's a hurdle, right? So like
Mhm.
for me, I'm a problem solver. So I'm just going
Mhm.
to talk about this on this podcast because this is how things get created.
Okay.
What if there was like a hub on Amazon? Let's say somebody started a warehouse in Atlanta that
Hmm.
all the people, they don't sell plants. Their job is not to sell. Their job is to take away the pain that you guys have to deal with. So anything
Hmm.
that's nuisance for you,
Hmm.
someone can now create a business on taking on those tasks and
Hmm.
not selling plants, but they can take on the packaging and the shipping of it, where
Yeah.
everything gets shipped to them and or
Mhm.
it's there. And then I know some items, let's say those specialty items, that $2,000 little liner or cutting, that might not be able to happen there. But like let's say stuff
Mhm.
that's normally sold all the time, that might be
Mhm.
an opportunity for someone to be able to create something like that that can take that workload and give you guys time back. What do you
Yeah,
think
no,
about something like
that's a
that?
great idea, but the people who sell plants, especially interior plants, I think that their process of packaging is something very personal.
That's true.
And everybody is still so small that they're not thinking about the efficiency of giving somebody else the responsibility
Yeah.
of making sure that the plant is packaged right
That's
because
true. That's true.
yeah.
That comes from my wholesale background.
Yeah,
So
when you're just like get it out the
get it
door and
out, girl,
you're
go.
just gonna do it
Yeah,
fast. No,
I
people are
think
here like
yeah.
carefully wrapping everything, putting,
I know.
there are a lot of steps that go into
Yeah.
into packaging expensive plants.
No, but you would have to think, like there are people that have, they go from, 20,000 in sales a year. They're selling on
Mm,
Facebook and groups, and they're selling on Etsy, and they're selling on whatnot and different things,
yeah.
Instagram. And
Hmm.
then they might, really catch on and their sales go from 20 to
Yeah.
300,000. And then what do
Yeah.
you do at that point? I guess you would have to just do it internally, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's true what you said. But I'm glad we brought it up because that's how solutions get
Yeah.
created.
Maybe somebody will get an idea.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's see. We interviewed a company called Ship My Plants,
Oh yeah.
SHIP My Plants.
Hmm.
and they have like an Amazon is what they're trying to create. I haven't checked up on them in a little bit, so I don't know where they're
Hmm.
at currently. But
Yeah.
they were basically trying to do like an Amazon where you can upload product and they can help you with shipping labels and
Mhm.
returns and all of those type of things. Something more catered to the plant industry
Yeah,
and
they were
solving
actually
problems.
across the row from me at TPIE last year.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We met them what 2 years ago, Eddie?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Ship my plants. Yeah,
Hmm.
we met them about 2 years ago down here in Fort Lauderdale, and then we interviewed one of the girls, Maggie, I think her name was,
Hmm.
and then they came on a podcast. But it's innovation. It's
Yeah.
innovation. We're all trying to figure this out. Nobody has it figured out, guys. Okay, so
Mm-mm.
don't feel we are all on the same boat.
We're all just trying our best.
We're all trying our best, trying to figure it out. So it's very cool. So the plants you have in the back are your personal collection. You don't sell those.
Mm-mm.
You don't sell those. So where do you hold what you bring in from Orlando?
Well, so the plants that I was saying from Orlando were more in the context of the markets.
Okay,
So that
okay,
you're
okay.
asking me about who are in the
Markets.
markets.
Okay,
Yeah, so those are like the plant vendors, but I just have everything kind of in like this office space in a warehouse
okay,
space.
okay.
And I just focus on the hard goods, so
The
I don't
hard
have
goods. Okay,
yeah,
no
I don't
plants.
have to worry about the complications of shipment getting delayed and the plant dying or weather or
Thank the
anything.
Lord.
Yeah.
So what else are you working on other than the hoop that you have created now? Do you have any new different ideas that you're trying to bring to, create to create for the world?
Well, so I've just been working on like scaling the business this year. I haven't
Hmm.
done as much product
Okay,
creation. I have expanded into like different products that I haven't seen offered for plant stores. So like more plant care items like pots, self-watering pots. I do kind of just like fun, cute gift item, like just novelty items maybe that help
okay,
support the plants.
okay,
So they're like just different fun shapes, and I have like little animals that you can use to
okay.
support the plants.
So you want to
And
stick to that one thing, being that you want to be a plant supporter, basically, and stick to
yeah, I
that
think
line.
that's my niche is like plant support and plant care. I also have like different, I have like just the simple acrylic sticks to hold up plants.
Okay,
And then I have a moss pole, like how there are plants that need to root into their
moss.
support to like mature and grow bigger leaves. So I
Hmm.
have a design of a product for that as well.
Oh, that's cool. So that's
Mhm.
awesome. So your strategy as of now is you're doing social media, you're doing live sales, you're going to fairs, and everything is to direct people to a
Mhm.
website. And from that website, they can purchase it and they send it out.
Mhm.
Do you have your product in
Mhm.
other people's stores around the country, meaning like for them to try to push it? Yes. What strategies
Mhm.
are you
Yeah.
using? What strategies are you using to get your product in other people's stores? Are you giving them terms? Are you
Um,
saying, try it out, pay me in 60 days? What are you doing to get
no,
your
I mean,
product
I
around?
just I through social media, I have found a lot of plant shops that have reached out to me to carry my products. So they really just purchase like the wholesale minimum.
Have you had an influencer or influencers
Mhm.
promote your product? Have you tried that strategy? Yeah. Talk to us about that
Yes, yeah.
experience. Okay.
I think I have kind of been on the internet in like the houseplant world for a long time. So I know a lot of people. I know a lot of the people who would be considered influencers personally. And because of me kind of being the first person posting about this type of trellis and everybody and the fact that it was something cute to look at, it was the perfect product for an influencer to take and share to their audience. So honestly, there was an influencer when she posted my product for the first time. That was like the turning point in my business. And she had reached out to me about just like if I could send her the product so she could use them. But it just that it didn't exist, and it was like exactly what the type of product, like houseplant product that people would want to share. So I was like in my office in this building. I was on the other side. It was like a very small office. And it was just like you see like on the internet when it's like your phone starts like
Yeah,
dinging. And
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what is happening? Like all these sales coming in. And yeah, I saw that she had posted my product of like just a reel about putting just very simple, like placing the trellis in the pot, putting a plant around it, and everybody's, where can I buy it? Where can I buy it? And that's like the easy thing about having somewhere to link everybody to. And just from like that one post that got me so many, people were watching her product, her page for plant tips. So that really just helped me get to the next level. I immediately like moved to a bigger space because I was like,
Wow,
there's no way.
what a blessing.
But yeah, like influencers help. It's interesting because everybody has, you learn the different types of influencers. Just because they have 30,000 followers doesn't mean that they have 30,000 followers that are going to buy when
Hmm.
they tell you to buy. So it was just a learning curve, seeing how different people have different platforms. And then it's just also interesting knowing so many of them personally, and then as a brand, like seeing the difference of their platforms. Like even maybe somebody has a higher follower count, but they're not set, like when they share, nobody buys, but when somebody else who has less followers shares, they do
We
purchase.
we've realized that a lot of the whole following thing is a facade.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
followers are purchased. We have gotten probably a couple hundred people from different countries saying that for $60 they can get us 10,000 followers.
Oh
But
yeah.
what it does, it's false.
Hmm.
I think organically is the best way to do it. It's the toughest way, but anything
And
tough is the
yeah,
right way. And then you actually do get an impact when you're trying to do something. There actually is an impact. We go
and
based off of the
engagement.
1%.
Engagement too is a huge
Engagement.
thing.
Engagement. No, as you were talking, what came to mind is the influencer game is very big. You can
Hmm.
also link it to your website where now they can get a percentage of it. What
Hmm.
is that called, Eddie?
Affiliate
Affiliate
commission.
marketing. Yes.
Hmm.
And then do you have anything on Amazon? Do you have these on
Um,
Amazon?
I have a couple of products on
On
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
And Amazon can actually you can ship those to a warehouse and they can deal with the packaging. Uh,
Yes.
and then well, somewhat. And also like what came to my mind is I go on Facebook sometimes and I'll go into the video section and I
Hmm.
see very fast-paced, let's say camping videos or videos that whatever pops up. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's from China and they're selling some product like the other day a bumper that goes on the side of your door, of the side of your
Uh-huh.
car. So when people open their door, they don't hit your door and ding it. But it was a very fast pace, like real quick. And that is all with a link to a shop and all of
Hmm.
that. Have you tried that with your product, like doing cool fast videos, putting it in and like, or like a quick how to that's like 20-second video? Have you tried any
No,
of that?
I haven't,
That's a good idea though.
it's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Because
I have a list of all the videos I need to create, but people don't understand the just if it was easy for me to like edit a video, it
uh,
would be you know,
no,
a,
but you can get somebody. So that's what's cool about your let's say realm of the
Mhm.
plant world. You have a lot of
Mhm.
creative people, right?
Mhm.
So you can easily barter like that one girl that's a photographer and a videographer. She really likes that plant. You can give her
Yeah,
that plant and she
yeah.
can create a video for you on a table that looks nice or whatever, fast paced. Just saying an idea how to get it
Mhm.
done. And
Mhm.
someone or you hold somebody else accountable, that gets done and now you can
Yeah.
blast it on Facebook. You can
Mhm.
blast it on Instagram. You can put 300, $500 at it. And
Mhm.
now you can start creating a more of an awareness for your product. You could do Amazon link where they deal
Yeah.
with the shipping. Like, I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to give you creative ideas of if I was in your shoes, what I would
Yeah.
focus on to be able to create faster pace, like larger sales,
Same.
not so much like wait for someone that's a plant lover
Mhm.
to come and find your website. There's other ways of
Oh
attracting
yeah.
people to purchase the product.
Yeah, the whole e-commerce
Mhm.
world of just strategies to get people to buy your products.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you two more questions.
Okay.
One is what do you see for the future of your side of the industry?
My side being houseplants or accessories.
What you see for what you do and what you've touched. You see it
Yeah.
expanding, you see it becoming better, you see it falling off a cliff, and what do you see?
No, I mean, I really don't know. That's what's so exciting about being part of something as new as the houseplant industry is right now, because in 2021, I never thought that like 4 years later, I would still be selling the same design, that there would still be new people finding me every day. Something that I really enjoy are the plant conventions that are popping up all over the country now. I'm hoping to host my own next year, just because Atlanta is
Nice.
a great middle point for so many people. But the plant conventions are something that are growing so much, and people are traveling all over the country almost every weekend to connect with each other. So I think that the industry is still very new, and it's still evolving, and it hasn't like settled into anything yet. So it's just, I'm just excited to see what happens next year. I know that plant shows are just going to keep getting, well, hopefully they keep getting bigger, but with as many, everyone wants to have their own plant show now. So with as
Oh yeah.
many as there are, see how people do them different ways and how they want to stand out. What I don't like to share like too much of my ideas, because
Mhm.
everyone, people see good ideas and want to do the same, but there are
Mhm.
so many of us that have great stories, but when you're sitting behind a booth selling your product at a show with thousands of people, you can't really connect
Mhm.
with the customers, like explain your story. And growers who are so obviously talented at what they do and have their own secrets and methods of doing it, being able to like learn from those people would be really cool as well.
That would be cool. I wonder how we can get that. That would be someone that's called to speak about it, and
Mm-hmm.
then they start their own thing, and you just so happen to find them.
Mm-hmm. No, and yeah. I mean, and there are so many people that like it, once you get to talking to them, you're like, oh wow, you actually like know a lot.
You're smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. All right,
Yeah.
so that's good. So that's what you see for that. The other question is, what do you wish your industry had?
Mm-hmm.
What do you wish that you had available today?
Hmm.
Or what the industry lacks? Your side of the industry, what does it lack that you wish was available?
Um, that's a hard question, because I feel like everybody is, I don't know, I feel like right now there's, because of the industry being so new, there's a lot of competition, and I wish that there was more of a sense of we are all a part of the same community, and like sharing resources, giving, like collaborating on things to help everybody grow, instead of everyone kind of staying to themselves and always feeling like I can't, open up, because then someone else is going to do the same thing. But it's just something that happens with the industry being so small, because if you find this really great grower in Florida that has a really good price on this plant that everybody wants, and you want to be the only person selling it at that price, you don't want to share with everybody. But there, I don't know, I wish that there was somehow a way for people to like just want to collaborate more, but
Okay.
everyone right now is just growing their business.
I get it. I get it. No, I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
And as far as the grower, it's you can definitely there are different ways, right? Because I fall into that category. I don't grow those products, but I fall into that category. There are ways, like there's patents that you can create a plant.
Mm-hmm.
So you can create a plant, you can patent it, and you have it, it's yours for 10 years. If anybody grows it or tries to grow it, you can sue them, which is, you get paid that way. It's not a nice way, but you can get paid that way. And also, you have rights to it. So now anyone that wants to have it, they have to go through you. So you're creating
Mm-hmm.
exclusivity. That is something that can happen, and a grower can be a part of that process. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it can be done through tissue culture.
Yeah.
You can get a plant that I don't know, a monstera that I don't know that the leaf becomes 15 feet big, or a little baby one that it's a monstera fully mature and it's a
Yeah.
miniature 3 inch little
Amazing.
leaf, like
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of detail and colors. Like you can make that. That can be
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
So it would be, finding that out, where you could do that. It's called tissue culture.
Yeah.
And from there, basically it's done in a science lab. And from there, you create something with that creator. You can
Mm-hmm.
patent it, and now you can be exclusive. You just got to know that there's going to be a demand for it
Yeah.
before you
Yeah.
invest that, right? You need
Yes.
investors. It becomes a little tougher, but it can be done. As far
Mm-hmm.
as going to like let's say a smaller scale,
Mm-hmm.
You go to a nursery and a guy has one thing that you know that no one has, and you found the Holy Grail.
Hmm.
You can ask them, hey, I have an online platform. This is who I am. Can I, how much is all of this? Oh, all of this is $50,000. Okay, cool. Can I, because you got to have faith and you got to understand where your position is.
Hmm.
Can I give you $10,000 now to hold them and you give me 120 days to move the product?
Mm.
Okay, my idea is to blast this out. Okay, create an awareness for this, become exclusive in it where now your next crop, I'm not giving you 50 grand, I'm giving you 80 grand and then
Mm.
120 grand. And now you can become a bigger client for them. But you got to create that demand for it. But it can be done because it's been done. I've done it. So
Hmm.
I know that it is possible, right?
Hmm.
You just got to have the channel. The hardest thing to have is the channel of sales. Once you have
Yeah.
that, you have the demand, then the supply can be created. Might be a little delayed, but it can be created.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, if that helps you in any way.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. And look, there you go. It goes back to what you just said. You wish there was more community. You wish there was more advice. You wish there was more people being opened. And
Hmm.
look, here we go. Perfect
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
This is truly something that no one has ever answered that question that way. And
Mm.
it is true what you say. And we're a big advocate of it because obviously we're out here giving tips and tricks of our
Yeah.
side of the industry. And we ask ballsy questions to our guests that make
Hmm.
them feel a little uncomfortable. I know how everyone is. No one wants to say what they're doing behind the scenes. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, the percentage of people that are actually going to try it is probably so close to zero. Okay,
Yeah.
remember, everyone, you said it, everyone's focused on building their business. They don't want to go get your product and try to create it. They don't even know how many you're selling. You
Hmm.
didn't say you're selling $5 million of it. So no, but think about it. Like
Yeah.
everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
No.
No, and part of it also is because there's nobody in the current, like in the exact industry of interior house plants, rare plants. It's learning and networking outside of your industry because at the end of the day, everybody's base is sales, and
Mhm.
the model of sales is pretty similar across the board for everything. So it's just reaching out to people that aren't that may not have any idea what a philodendron or a Hoya is,
Mhm.
but it's the same as a binder, a car, like,
Mhm.
it's just okay, but you're trying to sell it, so this is how you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's bringing in things from other industries that works
Mhm.
and making it your own and bringing your own flavor to it and all of those things. That's what's cool about the lives too. You can do lives with a big old hat on, and now you're known as the plant lady with a big
Yeah.
hat. No,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Like you could do the options are endless. I've
Yeah.
never done sales live because our type of sales is different, our market.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would not mind. I would definitely put on a big hat. I would put on a wig and a hat and go have some
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
because that's what it
You
is.
could
You
do a
gotta you
live
gotta be
sale
fun.
showcase. You could do a live sale showcase of like your new stuff so people can see what the plants look like.
But I wonder for my side of the industry. I don't know personally one person that is on the other side of that
Yeah.
camera. Okay,
Yeah.
especially in my industry. Like our industry is not even on social media. They're on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
They're on LinkedIn. They're not even on Instagram.
Yeah.
So imagine trying to go on these other platforms and find somebody that's,
Well, you can go live
for
on
us.
Facebook and do the same thing.
You can go live. I feel like that would be for us more of a connection, to
Mm-hmm.
build a collection with somebody. So then they're like, all right, this is a guy that we could use as a supplier
Mm-hmm.
versus trying to sell something online. I wouldn't want to package any plants,
No,
to tell you the truth. Do
no, me
you
either.
have, yeah,
That's why I don't sell plants. The
yeah,
shipping it's very stressful.
it's very stressful. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I
So do you have anything else that you would like to say?
don't think so.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
on, for being brave. I know it's a little intimidating to come on these things. So
Well,
thank you
thank
for
you
coming
for
on.
the and yeah, I'm excited to see you, I guess, at TPIE. That's probably
Yes,
the next place we may cross paths.
100%. As we get closer to TPIE,
Industry.
yes, as we get closer to TPIE, reach out to us via DM
Hmm.
and let's set up a time to be at your booth
Hmm.
where we can
Hmm.
showcase your booth and
Hmm.
showcase you and people can see you, live in
Okay.
action, and we can actually meet each other.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have Eddie's number. And also, guys, for you guys listening
Okay.
or watching, all of her information is going to be down below. Her website, her contact info, guys. If you need anything, you can always reach out to her. If you have a store, you have a garden center anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, you want her product, you want to see her product, reach out to her. Okay, guys, I'm sure she could ship it out in bulk to you, and you can start promoting this or selling this as well, and just creating the awareness. You want to have a chat with her, I know that you can reach out and have a chat with her. If any of the things that we talked about today sparked any interest in just creating something bigger and better for the industry, let's continue the conversation, guys. Okay, it goes back to what you said, community. All right. Thank you, Ara, for your time. Thank you for coming on. God bless you. And that's it, guys. Let's go. Let's go have fun out there. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a
Time for the
blessed day.
blueprint.
Bye,
Minds
everybody.
to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. We've only scratched the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.